Welcome to Talk of the Town presented by Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. I am your host, CJ McClure, and I thank you guys so much for joining us again today. Got a great episode ahead. As always, we're rocking the shirt made by AM Creations in Ottawa, Kansas. Do not forget to go check those guys out for all of their awesome custom shirts, hats, cups, whatever you would like. They've got it all, man. Such a wide variety of great products. And we are so thankful for her to make all of our shirts. As is my morning tradition, I stopped by Arrowhead Nutrition and got my morning drink. This one is the Tropic Punch. Shout out to Harmony and Sarah for their teamwork coming up with that one. It's a new one. Go check them out and go ask them to make you the Tropic Punch because it is absolutely incredible. And we thank Jared so much for his incredible support for us at Tree City Sports. Do not forget to go stop by Arrowhead Nutrition. Get yourself a energy tea or a nutritional shake. Man, they've got it all. All of their products are absolutely incredible. Do not forget to stop by Arrowhead Nutrition like I do. Make it a part of your morning routine like it is mine. Want to give a shout out to our friend Royal's mom at RJN Photography. Go check them out on their Facebook page and book them for all of your photography needs. And I want to give a shout out to our buddy Drew at D&N Detailing. It's the time of the year to get your classic cars out and take them to shows. Drive them around the town, show them off. Just be proud of what you have. If you want to get it looking good and show ready, hit up my buddy Drew at D&N Detailing. He'll take care of you. Alrighty guys, now that we've got through that, oh man, you know what the exciting news of the entire week is. And for the whole time up until football season next year, it is official, just like we said, Lincoln Cure is a Kansas State Wildcat. That is absolutely incredible. Kansas State's very first 5-star recruit ever. And it's the first 5-star recruit to commit to either KU or K-State. That's just incredible. That's great not only for K-State, but for the entire state of Kansas. His brother does play for KU. So that'll be a fun matchup if we get to see them play against each other, have their teams play against each other in the next couple years. That's an absolutely awesome thought to see, you know? It's a friendly family rivalry, and it is wonderful. And when Lincoln Cure picked up that lavender hat, everybody sighed a huge sigh of relief. It was almost unanimous. You could almost hear it from Manhattan. Everybody was so excited for him to announce his commitment to K-State. But to be honest with you, we're not that surprised. The culture that Coach Kleiman and Matt Wells and Connor Riley are building there, oh my goodness, what a program. Kansas State is a force to be reckoned with in the Big 12. And not only the Big 12, the entire college football playoff. We could be a national championship contender. Very easy. And the possibilities are endless when you have athletes like Lincoln Cure and Avery Johnson, Dylan Edwards, DJ Giddens, Jace Brown. You've got all of these great pieces on offense. This offense has the potential to be the best offense in the entire nation. And it's not out of the question. It's not a super crazy thing to say. It's not insane to think about. It really isn't. The potential really is there. Will we see that play out? Boy, I really, really hope so. Because if this team can play at their full potential, there is no doubt in my mind that this team is a national championship caliber team. There's no doubt about it. This team they're building, this roster, and the coaches they have, the support they have around them to help lure in these 5-star recruits and 4-star recruits, high-end recruits that are coming to Kansas. And we've had a couple of Kansas kids already commit to K-State for this year alone. The state of Kansas has some amazing athletes coming out of high school. And if we can keep them in the state of Kansas and they help our Kansas teams become prominent programs in college football, we're all for that. I mean, you can't deny the excitement that we have, not just for K-State here, because if KU can start getting some more of these Kansas kids too, they've got a couple of them, but if they can start getting these high-end recruits from Kansas, and not just Kansas, from everywhere else, they've been getting some decent recruits, really great players. And KU has the potential, but not like K-State does. And honestly, I would like to see KU get to a place where they are competitive in the Big 12. As much as I dislike KU and their fans, I love KU and their fans because of what they bring to the Big 12 table. They really could be a powerhouse team in the Big 12, and it's not out of the question, and it's not a crazy thing to think about. But the excitement around Avery Johnson and Dylan Edwards and DJ Giddens and Jace Brown, and now adding Lincoln Cure, you cannot deny the fact that this team, because of their offense alone, could be national championship contenders. I mean, it is a great team. And it's not just on offense, because on defense, they have a lot of great pieces as well. But what we're focusing on right now is the excitement around Lincoln Cure, because who in the world's not excited about Lincoln Cure picking K-State? And after Deson Brame committed to Oregon, we knew right then and there that it was between A&M and K-State. And then we got the information, the inside look, that he had told a very select, very few people that he was coming to K-State. And I have every single reason to believe that one of those people that he told was Avery Johnson. You knew that was coming. The fun that Avery and Lincoln Cure could have had on his official visit, man, I would have loved to have been there. They went out golfing, they went hanging out. That would just be a fun time just to hang out with those guys. I mean, I cannot imagine anything less than an exciting day hanging out with those two. And it wasn't just those two hanging out. He brought in, Avery had several other coaches and a few other players join him throughout the day to help recruit him to K-State and let him see that K-State is a family, and this is home for you, Lincoln, and we welcome you home to Manhattan in every single way. We are so excited for the possibilities and just the pure athleticism that you are going to bring to this offense. How much you mean to K-State Nation is, it is a crazy thing to think about. And we as K-State fans are so grateful for a coach and offensive coordinator and athletic director that care so much, that are so invested into this program, that we can lure 5-star recruits into Manhattan. The sky is the limit here for K-State football. It really is. And with other players seeing a 5-star signed with K-State, it's going to help draw other 5-star players to want to come here. Because let's be completely honest with you. If you're a wide receiver looking in for the class of 2025, looking for a place to call your home, how do you look at a combination of Avery Johnson, DJ Giddens, Dylan Edwards, Jace Brown, and Lincoln Cure and go, no, I don't want to be there? Why wouldn't you want to be here? Because you would. You absolutely would want to be here if you're a wide receiver or any offensive player, the lineman especially. What an amazing coach that Connor Riley is. He is an absolutely fantastic offensive line coach. That's why Cooper Beebe's now in the NFL, and he's going to do great things in the NFL. Cooper Beebe is an absolute beast. I mean, there is no doubt about that. He's thrown down so many pancake blocks. It's been so incredible to watch him grow in his time at K-State. And we wish him nothing but the best going to Dallas and playing for the Cowboys. Him and Deuce Vaughn getting to play together. Could you imagine seeing him throw a pancake block for Deuce Vaughn again? The excitement is there, man. And we're not Dallas Cowboys fans, but because of Deuce Vaughn and Cooper Beebe, we will be paying attention to what happens and how they play. That's for dang sure, and you can put money on that. But K-State's football for the next couple years is set up in the best position that it could possibly be. Our coaches are committed to this program. Our athletic director is committed to getting every kind of funding that he can possibly get to help lure 4- and 5-star recruits, high-end recruits, to want to come to Manhattan and play. And it is an incredible thought, just the fact that we have such an amazing family around us here at K-State. K-State is a home, and we hope you find yourself quite at home, Lincoln. And we heard the report that he said that he went, and the morning of his announcement, he called one of the coaches, and he had him pick him up and drive him down to the stadium. And he sat there in the bleachers and just contemplated everything. And in that moment, he knew before, but in that moment, he was absolutely 100% sure that he wanted to be a Wildcat. And just the thought of him sitting there by himself in that empty Bill Snyder Family Stadium, that is just awesome to think about. And then that hype video he put out was absolutely incredible. I encourage you guys to go check that out because that is absolutely insane. It makes us all excited for next year's football. And we have to get through this year's football to get there. But the excitement for next year is just so high that you can't ignore that. You really can't. K-State football has a lot of potential going into the future. That's all there is to it. This team really could be a national championship team. Not just once. It could happen a couple of times. As long as we keep building pieces like this and keep recruiting great kids to want to come to Manhattan and play for the Wildcats. Our coaches are absolutely amazing. Our athletic director is the greatest. We're not going to discuss the president. No comment. K-State as a family is absolutely incredible, and we welcome every single player that wants to come play for the Wildcats. come join our family because it is absolutely incredible over here. Who's got it better than us? Not a single other team. K-State has got that. Let's go State. We cannot wait to see what the excitement for the next year holds. And while we're talking about that, we've got another little discussion to have. It was great to see K-State pick second to win the Big 12 this year. But I'll tell you right now, K-State should be the favorite. And beyond K-State, Oklahoma State, and Utah, you could even throw Arizona in that because they could be. But beyond those will be probably the top three teams. KU's going to be up there with them if they have a great season. I think that KU could very well be anywhere from 3 to 8. Either they're going to do really, really good or they're going to have just a mediocre season. KU has a lot of potential. They really, really do. But they're not on the level of K-State, and Utah, and Oklahoma State. They really aren't. And you never know. Again, the Big 12 has so many amazing teams that who in the world knows? UCF could show up as a college football playoff contender. You never know what's going to happen during the season. And the Big 12 is so stacked from the top to the bottom that any team could have an amazing season. But I will tell you who will not have as good of a season as they think. I've said this before, and I will continue to say it. Colorado does not have a snowball's chance in hell of competing for a Big 12 championship this year. Next year, maybe. We'll see how they mesh together and how the outside distractions and everything else affects them throughout the season. But I think at this point in time, that stuff is too much on them right now. Yes, they are building a great program. They have a lot of talent and a great coach that could do wonderful things in the Big 12. But I do not believe that the Big 12 will allow Colorado to have a great year. I honestly don't believe that. I think that every single game they play in the Big 12 this year is going to be an absolute dogfight, and the Big 12 is going to be looking to whoop up on Colorado because of just all of the social media distraction and just extra bull that's going on with that program. And again, it's not that Colorado is a bad program. It's just the outside stuff makes it so hard for you to want to root for this team. Having said that, again, as I've said before, and I will say again and again and again, Colorado is a Big 12 team. I will defend them no matter what. But I will say Colorado really doesn't have much of a chance in the Big 12 this year. Yes, I believe they have talent, and they very well could have a great season this year. But I don't see it happening. The Big 12 is just so darn tough that you cannot ignore the possibility that they maybe win 3 games in the Big 12. It's a possibility. I'm not going to say they're going to lose every Big 12 game because they're not going to lose every single Big 12 game. But every single Big 12 game for Colorado is going to be incredibly tough on this team. Again, you never know what could actually happen during the season. But I honestly believe that Colorado is not going to live up to the hype that they keep promoting themselves to have. And the media is not helping them because the media putting Shedeur Sanders as the number one player in the Big 12. Shedeur Sanders is not the number one player in the Big 12. He's not even the third best quarterback in the Big 12. I mean, honestly, that's not a knock on Shedeur Sanders because he has talent. But he's not even the third best quarterback in the Big 12, and it's not even close. Avery Johnson is atop that list no matter how you rank the ones below him. Avery Johnson is the best quarterback in the Big 12 and could show himself as the best quarterback in the entire nation. It's not out of the question. It's not crazy to think about. I just think that having the extra hype that they're getting from the media is not helping their situation. And it's making the Big 12 teams look at them as a joke. And not a joke as in, we're going to take this team lightly because there ain't no way in the world they're going to beat us. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're going to see this program as a joke, as in, if we lose to this program, that makes us look so bad it's unreal. No Big 12 team wants that. No Big 12 team is going to allow that without a serious fight, especially your first year coming back to the Big 12. You chose to leave. You came back. We welcomed you back. No problem. You're home in the Big 12. This is where you belong. But you're not the best team in the Big 12. You're not even top 5, honestly. The Big 12 is stacked so high that Colorado, even as a great team and a great program, isn't even in the top 5 in the Big 12. They could be. They have the potential. And I'm not knocking Colorado as a team, as a program, because of what talent they have. I believe they could be a great team and they could show up as a playoff contender. I really believe that. But the Big 12 is not going to allow that this year. It's just the way it is. That's just how it is, honestly. You guys have created this mess, and so it's time for you to clean it up. You created this storm. It's time for you to march through it. And honestly, they have potential that they could make it through just fine. They really could. It's not out of the question to see them win 8 games in the Big 12. But I do not believe that this year. The Big 12 is so competitive and our teams take so much pride in how we play that we cannot, as Big 12 teams, we cannot allow Colorado to have a great year this year. And I'm not saying that they can't or couldn't, because they can and they could have a great year where they win 8 or more games. But in my opinion, the Big 12 is going to make it so tough on Colorado because of all of the outside distraction and the whole mess that they've created for themselves, that I believe Colorado may win 3 to 4 games, 5 games in the Big 12 this year. Who knows? Again, you never know. The Big 12 is competitive and they could show up as a playoff contender, but not this year. And while we're talking about the preseason all Big 12 team, which Shedeur was named number 1 to, I agree with Ollie Gordon being high on that list because he really is one of the most talented running backs in the entire nation. No doubt in my mind, he belongs up there. We'll discuss him in just a little bit. But if you look at this list of the preseason all Big 12 team, there isn't a single Wildcat on that list. And I'm not just upset for K-State because Devin Neal got left off that list for KU, and I think he's one of the best running backs in the Big 12. He has potential, and he has proved that he is a great, great running back. So I'm kind of offended for a KU player there, but not as much as I am for K-State here. K-State is picked second to win the Big 12, yet we have zero players on the preseason All Big 12 team. It says a lot about our youth, but the fact that we're ranked second to win the Big 12, that says a lot about our talent that we have here in Manhattan. K-State is a great, great football team, and they are going to be. We don't want to spend too much time thinking about these preseason polls and stuff like that, because honestly, this is just to get us excited, and they only post these things to get us excited for college football and to get us talking about it and fighting amongst each other. And that's fine. That's completely fine. We love it. We absolutely love it. We're here for it. But I'll tell you something. They don't mean squat. They don't mean anything. Honestly. They're preseason. They're just numbers. They're just players. You don't know. You haven't played a single game yet. By week 5, Avery Johnson is going to be atop that list. So is DJ Giddens. And so is Dylan Edwards. And I believe Jace Brown could be atop that list as well. Just on the offensive side of the ball for K-State. That's 4 players right there that should be on that list. And there's a lot more K-State players that really, really belong in that conversation. It was just absolute disrespect to see you pick 0 K-State players for the preseason All Big 12 team. And again, this is just hype, and we know you're doing it just to stir the pot and just to get us excited. And it's working, but we're not paying too much attention to that, honestly. Yeah, we'll talk about it, and we'll tell you why you're wrong, but we're not worried about that. Because as K-State fans, almost all K-State fans will tell you, wait until football season. We'll prove it. We don't need to talk a bunch. We can prove it on the field. And I honestly believe K-State will prove it this year. It is not out of the question that they could win out in the Big 12. I'm not going to say, as a fan, I would love to see them win every single game. I don't believe they will go undefeated. I do not believe they will go undefeated. But I absolutely do see a Big 12 championship and a college football playoff spot in their future for this year and the future after that. The excitement is incredible, and we are so thankful to be fans of such a great, great program. It is absolutely awesome. One other thing that I want to discuss while we're talking about college football is the fact that Utah was picked number 1 to win the Big 12. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to say they don't belong as number 1. They just got it. They're a great program with a great coach, great talent, and everything like that. After all of the talking your fans have done this offseason, and we get it, it's just friendly banter, and we're here for it. We love the back and forth. We really do. We'll engage in it ourselves occasionally on social media, just for fun. And we know that the Big 12 teams are our family. Every Big 12 program is a family to us, and we love them. But as much as Utah fans have been talking this offseason, getting ready for the year, I don't think that they will win the Big 12. They may finish 3rd, but they will not win the Big 12. And the reason why I hold Oklahoma State, I talk about Oklahoma State a lot because I am an Oklahoma State fan. I really am. But the excitement around the season for Oklahoma State is also incredible. Mike Gundy is an amazing Hall of Fame worthy coach. Great, great coach. And Ollie Gordon is, in my opinion, one of the absolute best running backs in the entire nation. Not just the Big 12, the entire nation. Oklahoma State has potential here. But something that may affect their season this year, it could be a huge distraction. It could derail the team, which I don't think it will be. I'm hoping that it just gets brushed off and nothing comes of it. I mean, maybe he gets a 1-game suspension, if that, honestly. He'll do his community service and he'll get through this. But Ollie Gordon over the weekend got arrested for a DUI. That's a sad thing to see, man, when you see someone with such great talent get themselves into trouble like that. But I don't think that it will derail Oklahoma State's season. I do not believe that. Again, he may get a 1-game suspension, and that's it. But I do not, it will affect his Heisman hopes, because I believe he could be a Heisman finalist without any doubt. I mean, he is one of the best running backs in the entire nation, hands down. So it may affect his results in the Heisman voting, but I don't think that in terms of being a huge distraction for the team, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I mean, it's a lot better than Bob Huggins and his DUI in West Virginia. So I don't think that it's as big of a deal as what people are making it out to be. But I believe that it's going to be a huge question mark on this season. It really is. They're going to get asked about it at every single press conference. You know that. Everyone's going to ask about the Ollie Gordon DUI. How does he fit back in the team? How do you feel about him? Oklahoma State loves Ollie Gordon. Shut up. They don't want to hear those stupid questions. They really don't. And I will defend them in this because, again, I am an Oklahoma State fan, but it's not that. I'm a Big 12 fan. And something that negatively affects the Big 12, I would rather see them get through this as quickly and quietly as possible and move on and just hope for a great, great football season where they focus on the football that is being played, not the off-the-field stuff. Man, because it's like Georgia having those players getting that wreck. They basically just kind of swept that under the rug and they don't talk about it. I'm kind of hoping that this is basically that same deal where it just gets swept under and we discuss it for a week and then it's old news. Nobody talks about it. But I do believe that it will affect the thinking of the Heisman voters for Ollie Gordon if he makes it to the finalist voting. And I believe that he has all of the talent in the world to make it to the finalists for the Heisman. It's not out of the question. It really isn't. He has immense talent and is one of the best running backs in the entire nation, not just the Big 12. So I'm really hoping that they get through this and can move on from this as quickly as they can, quietly as they can, without having to deal with a bunch of stupid questions from the media. We've heard it before. Shut up. We don't need to hear any more of it. All right? We've talked about it. It's been discussed. They figured it. I guarantee you they're going to figure it out as a program. They're going to make the best decision for the team. And as a team, they're going to move on. And it's not going to affect their mentality throughout the season. I don't think it will. I think that they will be just fine. And while we're discussing Big 12, we'll discuss a former member of the Big 12. This is actually really funny to me because on July 1st, on Monday, Texas and Oklahoma officially joined the SEC. Good for them. I don't have a problem with Oklahoma. I really don't have a problem with them at all. No problem. I'd welcome Oklahoma back to the Big 12 at some point. But Texas? Nah, man, you guys are making a fool of yourselves. Because this is insane. You literally got in the SEC and just made a complete fool of yourselves. They started arguing with Tennessee over who the real UT is. Well, Tennessee's been in the SEC longer. Yeah, I think that Tennessee has the right to continue to be UT. If Texas wants to poke the bear and make one of them change it because it's too confusing. If you're going to complain about that, you change it. You change what you are. Go to TU, Texas University. You know what? We're tired of it. And we as Big 12 fans are so glad that Texas is not our problem anymore. Y'all can have them. And in my opinion, if there's ever a shift in realignment, I would rather have Tennessee in the Big 12 all day, any day, every day of the week. No matter what, I would have Tennessee in the Big 12 over Texas. Horns down. Forget Texas. Texas is not our problem anymore, but it is extremely, extremely amusing to watch them join their great new conference. We're joining the best conference in the nation. Let's go make a fool of ourselves in front of everybody right off the bat. Oh man, as Big 12 fans, we appreciate that. We love all of the comedy gold that comes with that because it is just amusing. And now SEC fans are finally getting to see why Big 12 teams hated Texas so much. We were not sad to see them go. I'll promise that. We were not sad to see Texas leave. Texas, don't let the door hit you on the way out because you ain't our problem anymore and we don't care. And I can see a situation where the SEC just gets tired of Texas and basically throws them to the scraps. They won't do that, obviously. That's a joke. But I believe that Texas making an absolute fool of themselves on day one of joining the SEC is absolute gold. It is just funny to think about. I mean, man, they thought their grass was so much greener on the SEC side, and they come in and just pooped all over that nice green grass. It was absolutely incredible to know that the SEC now has to deal with Texas. And I'll tell you how much I dislike Texas, because the last 2 years that we went to the Big 12 tournament, the basketball tournament in Kansas City at the Sprint Center. It's the Sprint Center. It's not the T-Mobile Center. Shush. I don't want to hear it. It's the Sprint Center. Always will be. During Texas's games the last 2 years, I started the arena's chant of SEC on multiple different occasions. And it wasn't just at the Big 12 tournament, because 2 years ago, Texas played a Sweet 16 game in Kansas City. Guess what? I did the same thing. As they were representing the Big 12, so I cheered for a Big 12 team. But at the end of it, I started the SEC chant, and I was throwing the horns down because, again, I will defend a Big 12 member, but Texas ain't a Big 12 member, and they had announced already that they weren't going to be in the Big 12 anymore. So I had no problem chanting SEC because that's where you belong, Texas. Go back to your home, and we hope that your home gets tired of you. It's not that we don't want good things to happen for you. It's just that you've made such a fool of yourselves for so long in the Big 12 that we are so glad to see the SEC having to deal with that now and starting to realize, oh man, that's why they didn't like Texas. There's a reason. And with that, I'm going to quickly touch on something else because it's been floated around that Texas A&M wants to get away from Texas so bad that they will explore leaving the SEC. They hate Texas so much. Texas is so unbearable to them. That's funny. If they leave the SEC, the Big 12 would be incredibly wise to at least explore that possibility. We would have really, really liked to have traded Texas A&M back to give you Texas, honestly. And again, I wish that if we had to pick a UT, I'd pick Tennessee all day, every day, 365 days a year. Not even a question. Tennessee is a lot more bearable than Texas is. And again, Texas has a great history, great programs. But it's the run in your mouth that we can't stand. Just stop it. Just be glad you got in the SEC, all right? Just stop. Be glad you got there. Because what had happened if back in the day when y'all were talking to the Pac-12 about joining them, what happened if Texas was the only Big 12 team to go to the Pac-12 and the Pac-12 folded, just like it really did, and the Big 12 goes, no, we don't want you back. You've already burned that bridge. We don't want anything to do with you. That could have happened. That could have very easily happened had it not been for the change that we actually saw in college football and college realignment. I mean, it's crazy to think about that Texas has made such a mockery of themselves. And it happened on day one of joining the SEC. And as Big 12 fans, we find that incredibly amusing. And we thank you so much for that comedy gold, Texas. And with that being said, every single day of the week, horns down, let's go Big 12, let's go state, let's go all Big 12 members. We don't need Texas. They're better off over there. Their grass is greener until they poop on it. That's their problem to deal with, not ours. All right, I'm done talking about college football and college sports for now. We're going to move on to something exciting. Exciting news! Yeah, more of it. Because after the NBA draft, Nae'Qwan Tomlin, let's go state, Nae'Qwan Tomlin signed a two-way deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to talk about this for a second because think about the possibility there. Dean Wade getting to mentor Nae'Qwan Tomlin. And there's a possibility that maybe Naquan and Dean Wade get to play on an NBA roster together. Just the very thought of that being a possibility is absolutely incredible. I mean, let's go State. Let's go Naquan. I mean, honestly, that's incredible to see him grow into a potential NBA player. And we give you all the support in the world. As K-State fans, we all wish you nothing but the absolute best in your NBA career. And we are so excited for the possibility there's a chance, even a slight chance, that we could get to see Naquan Tomlin and Dean Wade play together in the NBA. It's just an incredible thing to think about, honestly. I would be extremely excited for that. But we'll see what the future holds for your NBA career. Just know that you have the support of all of your K-State family. And while we're talking about spicy NBA news, this is crazy. Crazy, guys. Crazy. The Boston Celtics just won the NBA championship. They just won it. And now it's time to sell out, says the ownership group. They just gave Jason Tatum a 5-year, $314 million contract extension that includes a player option and a trade kicker in the deal. But Boston, their ownership group has announced that they are selling the team. They're going to sell the majority shares in 2024 or 25. I mean, I guess strike while the iron's hot. That's fine, whatever. How do you win an NBA championship and decide to sell out right after? That rubs me kind of the wrong way as an NBA fan. But again, I'm not involved. It ain't my problem. I don't care about that. I just think it's crazy to even fathom the fact that a team would win an NBA championship and turn around and sell the team. And I don't think it'll be much of a distraction. I think it'll just be a deal where the new owners take over. No big deal. But I want to throw a scenario by you real quick. Because what if you get a new owner that has a bad meeting with your head coach or one of your star players or something? It creates tension. Yeah, we can see that happen. It's not out of the question. And you do that, and then suddenly you go from being a championship team in less than a year, you're rebuilding completely. It's not out of the question. I don't think that's what's going to happen to Boston. I think that they are going to continue on their great success no matter what the ownership group looks like. But it's just something to keep in the back of your mind when you're thinking about them selling the team. You never know what a new owner might think. Maybe they don't like the coach. Maybe they don't like the coaching staff. Any little thing could affect that, and suddenly you go from being a championship team who won the NBA Finals to rebuilding completely. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I don't think it will happen. I'm just saying that there is a real possibility that it could happen. And just keep that in the back of your mind throughout this entire process. And some NBA free agency news. As y'all know, I'm a Suns fan, so I'm going to report for my Suns here. The Suns went out and signed Mason Plumlee. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's terrible. I have a lot of respect for him as an NBA player. But I think that's going to be filed under, what in the world are we doing here? I mean, honestly, I expected them to go after an absolute starting caliber center. That's what they need. But they didn't go do that. I'm kind of surprised by the fact they didn't try and get someone a little... I'm not saying Mason Plumlee's a terrible player. I have a lot of respect for him as an NBA player, and he is a great player. It was questionable to me. In my opinion, it was a very questionable move. But I don't think it's the worst move that they've made recently. Because as I said before, I will say it again and again and again. As a Suns fan, I think the Kevin Durant trade was dropping a huge turd. I like Kevin Durant. I was a Kevin Durant fan from the time he got drafted by the Supersonics and they moved to Oklahoma City. I was a fan of Kevin Durant. But he does not fit in this team. And I have all the respect in the world for him, but he does not belong in this team. If the Suns had not traded Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson and all the picks they traded to get Kevin Durant, they would be no doubt in a way better position for the future. And I think that they would have won an NBA championship by now. I'm not saying that would have made everything better, that everything would have fit better. But that was a really, really big moment of, oh no, what did we do? And as a fan, you try to be supportive of your teams, but when they make questionable decisions like trading for Kevin Durant, it hurts you as a fan, but you understand their thinking of trying to win, building a super team. Let's win an NBA championship. But the super team experiment has failed almost every single time it's been tried. It's not... Why are we still doing it? Why are we even trying with that? We should have built our roster around Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Devin Booker. Maybe we trade for Bradley Beal still, but I don't know. They get a starting point guard and a starting center along with that. Maybe we trade DeAndre Ayton for Miles Turner. I would have been a huge fan of that trade back when Indiana tried to sign DeAndre Ayton when he was a restricted free agent. I think that would have been the best move they could have made. Just rid themselves of that whole mess before it even became a huge mess. And it was a huge mess. The moves they have made recently are very questionable. I'm a Suns fan till the day I die, and I will root for this team no matter what. I'm just saying that we could have made a few better moves recently, and this is another one that I think is very questionable because it could be all right. He could play all right for this team. But I think that it's more likely for it to be filed under, what in the world are we doing here? Why did we even try this? And who knows? Again, as Suns fans, we always hope for the best. We always want to think that this year's going to be the year. And so I'm on that. But I'm a little skeptical by the moves that were made. That's just me being personal with you guys. I mean, I'm no NBA GM. I'm no executive. I'm just speaking as a fan. But we cannot wait to see what the excitement for this year holds for the Suns, you know. So let's just see where it goes and see where we make it. That's all we can say is we're just hopeful for the future. As expected, everybody saw this coming because honestly, I don't think there was a single team in the NBA that would actually have considered drafting Bronny James. He did not prove himself in college, and just because he's LeBron's son, the only team that was going to draft him was going to be the Lakers. You knew that. You knew he was going to get drafted by LA and he was going to get to go play with his dad. Man, it's not that it's surprising, but it's like, what are the Lakers doing? Now I get it. They wanted to do everything they can to keep LeBron happy. And him getting his max extension for 2 years, $104 million with a no trade clause. That's all he wanted. You know, as long as they can keep LeBron in LA until he retires, I think that's good enough for LA, honestly. I don't think that they will be looking to make any great moves or try to win an NBA championship anytime soon. And obviously, I don't mean try to win a championship in like the terms of they're just not going to try. No, they're going to try. They're going to try their best and they're going to go hard. But it ain't going to work out, I don't think. Maybe they get a couple more pieces that help them out a lot. But I do not see the Lakers having any kind of real success as long as LeBron James is there. And maybe this is just me, because there is no way in the world that there is a debate on who the greatest of all time is. It's Michael Jordan, and LeBron ain't even close. Period. Like, we're not even going to discuss that because it's not even a debate. Kobe Bryant was closer to being Michael Jordan-esque. But I think LeBron is so overhyped, it's unreal. Shut up and play basketball, as the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder once said. Actually, I think the quote was shut up and dribble, but either way, it's a fantastic quote. And it had nothing to do with that. It was something completely different, but it's a great quote that works here. And I love that. And I will always quote that quote. Always. Because it's so fantastic. And I do not believe LeBron belongs in that conversation of the greatest of all time. He really doesn't. He is a surefire Hall of Famer. Absolutely has all of the things that you need to make the Hall of Fame. Absolutely, he is one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. But you can't put him on Jordan's level. Period. You cannot compare the two. It's not a comparison in any way, shape, or form. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And in other NBA free agency news, Donovan Mitchell agreed to a 3-year, $150 million max extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So maybe we get to see him play with Naquan someday too. Again, the Cleveland has a great roster and has some great pieces. Klay Thompson, man, the sign and trade from Golden State to the Dallas Mavericks, that's exciting. And the fact that Dallas only sent Golden State 2 second-round picks, and one of them had originally belonged to Golden State in the first place. That's crazy to think about. You only get 2 second-round picks for Klay Thompson. That's crazy, man. And just adding Klay Thompson to that roster in Dallas, that's going to be a crazy team next year. That team is going to go off again. There's no doubt that they have the potential to make another NBA Finals run. They have it. They have the potential, every bit of it. So we'll just see how that plays out for them. Kelly Oubre Jr., the former Jayhawk, re-signed with Philadelphia 76ers. Jonas Valanciunas signed with the Wizards. CP3 is headed to San Antonio. He really is turning into a true journeyman. Hit all the stops, bud. PG-13 is headed to Philly. That's him, and Joel Embiid should be a great, great core to build around. And with Tyrese Maxey there, that's just exciting to think about. Derrick Jones Jr. signed with the Clippers as well. And in our final news for the NBA, Kemba Walker, the former Charlotte Hornet, has announced his retirement from the NBA. That's sad to see. I mean, I always enjoyed watching Kemba Walker play, and he won a national championship with UConn back in the day. So that was awesome to see. But he is joining the Charlotte Hornets staff as a player enhancement coach. So congratulations on a wonderful career, Kemba. And we cannot wait to see what the future of your coaching career holds. That's all of the NBA news that we have for today. Now that we've made it through all of that great news, it is time for Parker to bring you our Kansas Athlete Spotlight presented by Arrowhead Nutrition. Do not forget to stop by there, check out all of their wonderful nutritional shakes and energy teas that they have. Stop by, say hi, tell them we sent you. We cannot thank those guys enough for sponsoring our Kansas Athlete Spotlight. Man, we've got a lot of great names on this list today. So without further ado, Parker, take it away, bud.
What's going on, guys? Parker here, back with Tree City Sports, here to bring you your Kansas Athlete Spotlights of the Week, presented by Arrowhead Nutrition. Thanks again to Jared for giving us the sponsorship. Really helps us here at Tree City. And let's get right into our first Athlete of the Week. So we have Annette Wiles from Fort Hays State University. She was inducted into the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame in the class of 2024. She was a former basketball athlete and coach, and she'll be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame on October 13th this year. She helped the Tigers to an NAIA national title in '91 and is a Fort Hays State University all-time leading scorer. Wiles also coached the Tigers for 8 years from 2000 to 2008. Thanks again to Annette Wiles for her impact she's had on Kansas sports. And next we, of course, have Lincoln Kerr out of Goodland, Kansas. Lincoln's a 5-star recruit that is just recently committed to Kansas State University. He's our first ever 5-star in the new recruiting kind of phase you want to talk about. He's our first ever 5-star at Kansas State, so it's cool to bring him in, cool to have that kind of talent around these next couple of years. It's going to be an exciting time to watch Kansas State football. I know I'm excited to tune in. I know Calvin's excited. So I know I took a trip through a small old Goodland, Kansas this weekend when I was going to Colorado to watch the Rockies Royals game that I'll get into a little bit later. But not a huge town, not a lot out there, but to have a 5-star that comes out of that town, it's awesome to see just that a small little town in western Kansas can produce such a high-level athlete just like anywhere else. It was cool to see where he lived, where the area kind of around that produced an athlete like that. Kind of like when I went to Hayes for a tournament this high school season and got to see where Dylan Dreiling was, the men's College World Series MVP that I talked about last week. It's just cool to see where these guys are from, see where they got built up at it, and really see kind of the lack of really anything they have, any like resources. There's not really much in these small little towns in western Kansas. It's kind of just gritty kids that end up at the biggest stage playing the best ball. So, again, congratulations to Lincoln on his commitment to Kansas State, and we're all rooting for you to succeed here in Manhattan. So go Cats, and let's get right into our next athlete. Next, we have another K-State athlete, one of my favorites, DJ Giddens. Although he is from our high school rival, Junction City, DJ is one of my favorite players on the Kansas State squad. One of the lesser-known names this past season, but really kind of broke out and ran all over the field. He played his high school ball at Junction City under Coach Zimmerman. He rushed for 1,900 yards and 34 touchdowns during his career, including 1,300 yards and 30 touchdowns as a senior. What a senior season. I mean, rushing yardage in 2020 ranked as the 5th in most in school history for a single season, earned first-team All-State honors, and as a senior from the Topeka Capital Journal, while he was an honorable mention picked by the Wichita Eagle, he ranked among the program's top 10 in career rushing touchdowns, total touchdowns, and rushing yards. He scored 5 touchdowns in a game against Wichita East, only the 3rd player in school history to reach that mark. He also ran for 216 yards in the Kansas Class 6A state championship game. What an accomplishment, what a high school career there for DJ Giddens. I know he's had a huge impact on the Kansas State team. Winning the bowl game last year, the Pop-Tart Bowl, he was a huge impact in that game. He's a junior at K-State, and I know Avery, Dylan Edwards, Lincoln Cure, I know they all love him being in the locker room. He's kind of just a funny presence in the locker room, brings a lot of joy to that team, I'm sure, and congratulations again to DJ. Missed a couple stats here on DJ. I wanted to get a little bit more into his college stats before we dive into our next athlete. My bad here. He holds career honors of 2023 All Big 12 Honorable Mention, 2023 Doak Walker National Running Back of the Week, 2023 Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week, and a 2022 Honorable Mention Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year. He's going to enter his junior season ranked 3rd in school history in rushing yards per carry with a 5.59 and 10th in rushing yards per game with a 64.6. Needs 256 rushing yards to become the 12th player in school history with 2,000 rushing yards in a career. Is 466 rushing yards, 179 rushing attempts, 9 rushing touchdowns, and 200-yard rushing game shy of entering the school's career top 10 in each category. Was the 3rd fastest player in school history to reach 1,000 career rushing yards on 168 carries. Once again, congratulations, DJ, and let's get into our next athlete. Next, we have Loziah Autry. I think that's how you pronounce it, from Junction City High School. He's a incoming wide receiver recruit for the Ottawa Braves this season. Just want a huge shout out to Loziah. Huge accomplishment to play collegiate football. You know, at any level, it's huge, but to play at a level for the Ottawa Braves, that's a huge accomplishment. You know, Ottawa's a pretty good, prestigious football program, I'm sure, and he's going to be joining a great, historic program to build on his football career and add to his stats throughout the history of his career. So congratulations, Loziah. I mean, I hope you succeed to the highest level at Ottawa. Hope you guys can maybe take home a national championship if you can. Our next Kansas athlete spotlight is kind of one that touches closer to me. We have Jacob Lenahan out of Pittsburgh High School in Pittsburgh, Kansas. He's committed to play baseball at Ottawa University this fall. This past Monday, Jacob actually had a 5-inning appearance against the Rawlings Tigers, a team we had previously been 0-4 against. We play in the Kansas City Collegiate Baseball League, which was a new collegiate baseball league that started this summer, with players from all over the country, mostly guys that played high school ball around the Kansas City area, around the Kansas, Missouri area. But guys from all levels, Division I to JUCO, just getting in Kansas, or getting in collegiate at bats, getting in collegiate reps in during the summer, just so we're not sitting on our butts, during the summer. But all guys from levels from the SEC all the way down to JUCO, where I'm from. Freshman to senior, any class. Really good competition there in the KCBL, but I kind of had a rough go at things. Our team is the Job Bats collegiate league team for this summer. It's a wood bat company that decided to put together a team for the league. They're out of Baldwin City, Kansas, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, they have a ton of custom bats, custom stuff. Go check them out, jobbats.com. You can get custom gear, anything. Use code PBundy10 to get 10% off at jobbats.com. I actually am a Jobbats athlete, so you can go check that out. T-shirts, hats, anything, go check it out. Awesome stuff over there at Jobbats. But getting back into the spotlight, so I'm not getting too off track here. Jacob tossed a 5-inning scoreless gig against the Rawlings Tigers, who we were 0-4 against previously. Just an overall great outing from Jacob. We ended up winning the game. I think it was 2-1. And, huge win for us in the overall gig of things, for the overall momentum of where our season was going. Tigers actually is a half a game out of the playoffs now, and we swept the doubleheader against them. He threw the first game. We were pretty thin on pitching, but he actually came in big for us, threw 5 scoreless, and, great outing there from Jacob. Didn't get a interview, even though I did want to, but it's okay. Wanted to shout him out anyways. Great outing last weekend. Hopefully we can get 2 more this week. So good job, Jacob, and good luck this fall at Ottawa. Another Kansas Spotlight athlete that kind of hits close to me. He's not an athlete, but he is a coach. We have Coach Freeman from Allen Community College, an assistant coach that actually helped recruit me to Allen. Just want to say I appreciate all you've done for me throughout my recruitment process. He's really been a mentor for me throughout, and gave me a home to play collegiate baseball. So I just want to say thank you for that. But let's get right into his spotlight. So Coach Freeman begins his first season as the Allen assistant coach this past year. He was a member of both the baseball and basketball teams at Ottawa University, pursuing a degree in sports management from 2016 through 19. While at Ottawa, Freeman gave lessons as well as coached several teams for the BTL travel ball team. If you've ever heard of them, they're kind of out of the Kansas City area. After Ottawa, his collegiate coaching journey began at KCK Community College, where he was responsible for base running and infielders. Overall, Coach Freeman brings 6 years of coaching experience to the Red Devils, 3 of those at junior college. In 2020, the KCK Blue Devils was 16-4 before the COVID shutdown. In 21, Freeman helped the Blue Devils achieve a 32-20 record before losing in the Region 6 tournament. During the season, he coached 7 all-conference players, 2 Gold Glove recipients, and a National Gold Glove winner. In 2022, Coach Freeman was essential in assisting the KCK Blue Devils to an overall 50-12 record before falling short in the Region 6 tournament championship game. However, the team led the conference in fielding percentage with a .976. There were 9 all-conference players and 1 Gold Glove recipient, with Daniel leading the way as the infield coach. So just goes to show how high level of infield Coach Freeman is. He's one of the best coaches in the nation at the JUCO level when it comes to infield, comes to hitting. I'm really excited to play for him in the fall, and yeah, we just want to give a huge shout out to him at Tree City here. And let's get into our next little thing about the Kansas City Royals and Rockies game. Next, let's kind of get into the joy that I got to go to the Colorado Rockies game versus the Royals this past Saturday. Not really a joy because we did take the big L, or not Saturday, Friday, my bad. Watched us take the L on Saturday in the hotel, actually, so that wasn't fun either. But today we got the win 10-1, so let's go Royals. But I'm going to just kind of dive into what happened at the game I went to. So on Friday night, we had Royals-Rockies. Cole Reagan's on the mound versus the Rockies. Actually found out today that he was selected to All-Star game alongside Seth Lugo, Bobby Witt Jr., and the 9-time All-Star Salvador Perez. What a accomplishment for Salvi. 9-time All-Star. Just clap it up for him. What a career, and he's just going to keep chucking away. Hall of Fame career there for Salvi. Been awesome watching him play growing up. It's really been a joy to even see him on the field at all, and to get to see 15 plus years of him on the field, it's just been awesome. So thanks to Salvi. And back to a little bit into the Rockies-Royals game. Had high hopes because the Rockies were bringing in a 30-57 record while we were sitting at 48-40, right at the kind of bridge of the playoff. We're about a half game out. I'm watching the Red Sox-Yankees Sunday night game. We're right behind the Red Sox right now. A good win today, so we're a game back right now. If the Red Sox win, I think we're like a game and a half. But point is, was pretty confident going into the day, but got off to a quick start. Went up 1-0 with a Bobby Witt Jr. Double, and then he scored. It was a quick 1-0 lead, and then the Rockies answered back. Made it 1-1. Thought we had a chance there for a little while, and then they ended up hitting a home run, as some will say, but obvious fan interference. But the replay showed he interfered. He reached over, he hit Dairon Blanco's glove. We're not going to talk about it, but that home run comes off the board. Maybe it's a different outcome, but the Royals end up losing. Sick fireworks show we got to go to, though, after. It was really an awesome time. Sick park. I loved Coors Field. Really a joy to go to. Another check mark off my MLB stadium list. It was a great weekend, little getaway to Denver, and yeah, it was a great time at the Royals-Rockies game. Just like it's been a great time discussing sports here on Tree City again. Want to thank Calvin for having me on. Sorry about the delay here with the July 4th vacation. I apologize for the little delay here, but we'll keep pumping out content for you guys, keep giving you some sports updates, some athletes of the week when you guys need it, and you guys keep staying tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.
Thank you so much for that, Parker. It's such a treat to have you on the show once again. We are so thankful for you bringing us our Kansas Athlete Spotlight presented by Arrowhead Nutrition. And all of the wonderful, wonderful stories that you have been bringing us have been incredible. Keep it up, man. You're doing an amazing job, and we are so thankful to have you on Tree City Sports. What a show today, guys. Man, this has been exciting. It's always so much fun for both Parker and I to be able to bring you these great stories and talk about the Big 12, and to have our Kansas Athlete Spotlight where we can shine our spotlight on these great athletes from the state of Kansas. There are some wonderful ones coming out of the state of Kansas in the future, and we cannot wait to see what the future of sports in Kansas has for all of us, especially us here at Tree City Sports. With that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to AM Creations in Ottawa, Kansas. Stop by there, say hi, check out all of their social pages. Go in, get a custom t-shirt, hat, cup, whatever you want made, she can make it, because they do awesome. And they are absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much at AM Creations for making our wonderful shirts. And I want to give a shout out to our friend Royals Mom at RJN Photography. Go check them out on their Facebook page and book them for all of your photography needs. Want to give a huge shout out to our buddy Drew at DNN Detailing. It's the time to get your cars out, take them to the show, show them off. Be proud of your cars. When you want to get it detailed and show ready, hit up my buddy Drew at DNN Detailing. And lastly, I want to give the biggest shout out in the entire world to Jared and his entire team at Arrowhead Nutrition, especially for sponsoring our Kansas Athlete Spotlight. We have so much fun doing our Kansas Athlete Spotlight, and we are so thankful to be able to put all of these wonderful young athletes from the state of Kansas in our spotlight. Thank you guys so much. Man, this has been exciting, and I thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to go like and subscribe to all of our social pages. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. Until next time, y'all take care now.